Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to the Mente Materia Let's Play for XCOM Long War. I do need to apologize first thing, since I was not able to get my recording done for last week due to some technical issues with my XCOM. It would crash upon launching. You may also notice that the textures are not quite what they've been in the past. For some reason, I don't know if that was contributing to it. Either way, I had to make some changes to get the game to play again. But now that's up and running, we have our first mission with the illustrious General Van Doorn joining us for Operation Unceasing Fist. This is the highway map that I usually see as a terror mission. I'm hoping for good sightlines so our sniper can clean everything up and we can all go home. If things go quickly, I intend to do a second mission to make up for what we missed because I couldn't record last week. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get this started, and let's go save the world. Or, I wonder if my textures are no longer the maximums that they should be. I will check that as soon as everyone's out of the Sky Ranger.
Central, this is Big Sky. Strike team is touching down now. Standing by for your orders.
Roger, Big Sky. Reading you 5 by 5. Strike 1 has the green light for deployment.
Alright, just gonna check my graphics settings really quick. Can't really do much while in the game. Ah, that would be why. Let's just crank that up. Save really quick. I don't know how those settings got changed, but hey, I'm not going to argue with the system. So, as per standard operating procedure, we'll go ahead and get the motion tracker running and get our scout moving forward. We appear to have 2 enemies up in this region. I did move a bit too far ahead with that one, but I figure we can live life a little bit dangerously. I mean, it's supposed to be a moderate difficulty capture mission, or not capture, abduction, but I don't anticipate too much trouble.
Nice. Solid copy.
This might be considered a bit of a waste, but I'm going to go ahead and just run and gun my assault to here. See if I can bag that other alien really quick. And of course not. Okay.
I'll get him next time.
Aye, aye, Commander. Be gone.
Now, on the harder difficulty, or not the harder, well, yeah, I guess the harder difficulties, but later in the game, all this half cover is just one big giant death trap, because cars explode, and half cover generally is not as effective as full cover. But we will make do at this point. It's one sectoid. I mean, now that being said, it is one sectoid. It can kill me if it gets lucky, but hopefully we won't test that. Okay, so I guess he did not want to engage, but his friends do, so now what we need at this point is eyes on these guys so that they can't flank.
Afirmativo. Objeto alienígena visible.
I do not know if my sniper has a good angle on them from where he is now, or she is. That seems to be a no. So we'll go ahead and move our sniper up for the next turn.
Approaching target now.
Oh, there's Van Doorn. You may notice he has his own voice assets. From what I understand, he also voices the Sky Ranger.
Headed there now.
And some of the assets that the Long War uses are repurposed lines from the Sky Ranger. Oh, and there's Private Friendly, who has also a reward from the Van Doorn mission. He apparently is that guy who that you run into halfway across, or halfway down the highway getting to Van Doorn.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Well, that was useful. Well, one of them had the common sense not to go around the corner. The other one, not so much. I'll go ahead and... Well, let's see here. No, I don't have the run time to get over there to smoke him, so we'll just go ahead and finish him off with the sniper.
No longer a threat.
So that's, what, 3 sectoids accounted for with 1 still on the run. Oh wow, that last one, he's being sneaky. He's moving around the side here, I think, to try to flank if I try to chase him up this way. Okay, so he's on the other side of this flipped truck.
That's affirmative.
Double time it. Stepping off.
Лечу туда. Understood. Moving out.
We seem to be hard-pressed for cover.
Принято. Двигаюсь к цели.
Yep. Oh, you cheeky devil. Admittedly, that's what I would have done in that situation, is just get around the corner so you can take your shot without going into the Overwatch trap. Well, Mr. Friendly has been a great guy so far. Let's go ahead and give him some exercise. Friendly, don't you miss. Okay. I was worried for a minute there he was going to plant the rocket right into that taxi, which would have made for a very hilarious That's XCOM moment, but I really don't want to have to deal with that right now. We'll use that sniper last if we need to. There's got to be more than just 4 sectoids on this map. There has to be. There we are. Okay. go.
Встретимся в аду.
I personally, when I first got into Long War, I was all about infantry just because they're the double shot. I think it's, what's the ability called? Light 'em up. That's it. Light 'em up. I loved that ability just because it gave me a lot of flexibility in terms of fire and Overwatch, fire and reload, fire and move, or just doing 2 shots per turn. That being said, I have become a fan of more diversity in terms of what I bring to missions.
Heading to that location.
I mean, the infantry's great, but there are certain things that they do lack a little bit of. They could shoot a lot of stuff, but they tend to be a bit like turrets. They don't have much mobility if you give them battle rifles, and they also lack some of the other utility that you might bring with another class, like mobility or explosives or support items, and so on and so forth. I mean, they're really good at what they do. It's just that it does make them a little bit inflexible when you may need something else. All right.
Moving to designated position.
I should have ran the gun there. Oh well. So, from what that motion scanner said, the enemies were towards the right. Nope. I guess they are just right up here. Probably line of sight shenanigans are keeping me from seeing exactly where they are. And of course, still cannot see them. Of course, I still cannot see them. They're either inside the bus or hiding behind this cover here that's preventing line of sight, which is aggravating at best.
Affirmative.
Van Doorn, you can't save me from this? This is also another unfortunate place for the last enemies to hold out because there is a bit of a dead zone from the nice hard cover here, and then the next up this little ramp. And it is rather hard to cross, especially if they're waiting for you in Overwatch. Now, we've not activated them yet, so they're not in Overwatch, but once they are, I have to wipe them out pretty fast.
What the hell was that? Hostiles.
There they are. Oh, and of course you pull back as far as you possibly can. Let's see here. Can I get a grenade in the right spot? Hey! Well, no kills, but that does soften them up very nicely. Plus, red fog means that now they will not be able to hit the broadside of a barn.
Cut him down. Target confirmed. On our way.
Now that I've got eyes on, let's see. No, the sniper can't do anything at this point. Can our scout get up there to take a shot at least? Oh, glorious line of sight. He's right there, dude. He's right there. I wonder, can I cheese this with private friendly here? That's not worth it. Let's go ahead and take that shot.
No longer a threat.
And oh boy, this is going to be risky. Oh! Well, risk paid off.
All objectives complete.
All right. Well, that got done relatively quickly, so I think I've got enough time in me for one more mission. Get this all wrapped up as quick as we can on the base. Although we are probably going to go into the next month, since we are on the 27th.
I'm certainly impressed with the results so far, especially considering the conditions down there.
I've had some people recommend Close Combat Specialist. Again, I usually like doing Flush just for a couple of utility purposes. For one, a lot of people don't know this, but if you flush an enemy, they will run into the next available cover that ensures that they're in cover facing the person who did the flush. Now, if you use this on an enemy, you can use this to force them into cover where they are now flanked with other soldiers. So that's why I generally like it, but I have had some people recommend Close Combat Specialist, so I'm going to go ahead and use that for Miss Popsicle. Okay, Miss Popsicle. She's going to be a Close Combat Specialist.
We will be in touch, Commander.
All right, so once our satellite uplink gets done, we should be able to deploy at least one satellite. I think. Yeah, we got one building. I guess we already have one built and one building, so we should have two to deploy as soon as the as soon as the month turns over, or hopefully before the month turns over. I personally enjoy the targeting modules on my infantry because given the volume of fire that they're able to put out, having extra crits every once in a while certainly helps. All right. Scopes.
Commander, our satellite is prepped and standing by for launch. We are ready to deploy it on your orders.
The new engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're always glad to have more help down here.
That's right. I wanted to start my my workshop block, didn't I? But do I have anything to sell? Nothing I want to part with at this time. I'll just devote my next month's income to starting my engineering blocks and all that good stuff.
Satellite uplink complete.
Excellent. So, time to launch those satellites. Now, for those of you who are not aware or not familiar with the Long War, you might notice these bonuses down here. Each country, excuse me, now has their own specific bonus that it provides. Like for China, we get, excuse me, xenological remedies, which means extra cash from selling alien junk. So if I were to decide to sell all of those sectoid corpses that I've got rotting in the freezer, having a satellite over China... Oh, Bradford, shut up. Bradford, shut up. Okay, so yeah, China gives extra money for salvage bodies and wrecks. Japan gives extra stats for new Shiv and mech soldiers. India gives, this one is absolutely amazing to have early on. It's just like it says, 5% extra bonus research for every adjacent lab you have. I believe the normal bonus is 5%, so this ups it up to 10, from what I understand. For now, though, what I need is going to be money. Since China and Japan give a higher monthly income, I'm going to launch for those two. And then next month, I'll top off India to get the continent bonus, which is amazing. The foundry product. Yeah, can't talk. Foundry projects have cash, alloy, and Illyrium costs reduced by 25%. Considering how expensive some of them can be, this is absolutely a lifesaver, especially early game. Alright, now at this point we've got some decisions to make regarding research. Obviously I'd like to get beam lasers as quickly as possible, but if I research alien materials, I can get a couple of better armor options a little bit more quickly, at least to increase my hit points. I can... excuse me. Doing this will also unlock the council requests for, the alien junk I pick up. But... from what I understand, sectoid autopsy does give me some bonuses a little bit, that may benefit some of my other research options. So I'm going to go ahead and run that. And then my lab will hopefully be done. Wow, that's a long time. Lab will hopefully be done and provide some bonuses for me, for some of my longer research projects. This is actually another good thing good time to bring up those council requests. You may notice all of the little shields beside all of the countries. Every time I complete a council request, like for artifact fragments or bodies or something, it adds a little bit to the shield, as you can see right here. The higher the shield is, the greater this country's resistance to enemy attacks. If they get bombed or abduction mission, it increases their resistance to panic. So it's always good to fulfill their request, just because in addition to giving you money or engineers or something else entirely, you've got that option. And then for the countries you cannot defend quite yet with satellites and interceptors, you can help them defend themselves with these requests.
Incoming transmission.
We are extremely impressed
All right.
with the progress of the XCOM project thus far, Commander. Your recent results were beyond our expectations.
How do I make him shut up?
And that
Come
is
on.
not a statement this council makes lightly.
Well,
Remember, we will be watching.
From what little I've seen of their technology, if the aliens were intent on conquering Earth, there's not much we could do to stop them. I'm guessing they have something else in mind.
Alright, now at this point, all I've got to do for building is wait. I'll probably do alien containment, or the alien containment and the officers' barracks, or the training school in these two spots. I'll have my repair bay here. The repair bay functions in a similar way as the mech bay, but as you build better items, they have a chance of breaking, like if your soldier gets wounded or killed while using them, and then you have to fix them. From what I understand, they was added to the Long War it was added to the Long War to increase a bit more, added as a money sink. From what I understand, they were having problems with people just with too much money. But again, I don't know for certain. I don't really follow the Long War forums all that much, unless something big gets added. But enough of me talking and rambling, and all that didn't take very long. This is a medium, and it's a low, so it's probably going to be for a landed UFO or an abduction mission. I don't think my interceptors are going to be able to take this out, but we will try. Hopefully get a hit in to satisfy the council's demands. The council gets pissy if you don't at least attempt to shoot down a UFO.
We have eyes on the
So, we'll try.
Contact lost.
Eh. I tried.
Contact detected.
All right. Now here's where those bodies come in handy. More scientists means a lower research time, and I can build more labs. Let's see here. What's this pending request from South America? Eh. You know, I really should be devoting some of this money to getting more satellites. But, yeah, this is one of those things where you have to decide to either wait or not. I'm going to go ahead and build the satellites in the event that one gets shot down, but I do want to get at least a couple of workshops up to reduce that price. Bradford, stop it. Okay. Wow, there's no research credit?
To support the research team, Commander. I've already put the new recruits to work in the lab.
I could have sworn I would have gotten a research credit for something with that. Well, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get the xenoneurology out of the way. I mean, the sooner I can start capturing enemies, they're easier to capture early on, so I can hopefully start stockpiling plasma weapons and all that good stuff. And then after that, I'll work on beam weapons.
Excavation complete.
Commander, we've picked up multiple requests for assistance. Abductions in progress are
All
marked on the
right.
hologlobe.
Oh, hey, a roadway. I'm wondering if this is going to be the same map. Well, I'll go ahead and get my team built. It's a light abduction mission, so I should be able to take along some of my younger soldiers along for some very needed experience. I'm going to pause the video briefly, and then I'll show the squad once we are ready to deploy. Alright, so we've got our squad ready for the mission. I chose several of my lower-ranked soldiers to hopefully get them up a bit higher, plus 2 rookies that had reasonable aim and mobility so that they can join the ranks of competent people. Van Doorn is joining us again, since apparently no missions happen enough to send him into fatigue spiral. Again, this is roadway, so we're anticipating long-range conflict. My assault has a rifle to account for this. Both my infantry and snipers have scopes and crit mods to hopefully allow them to do significant damage. Well, go ahead and get this started.
Touching down.
Brazilian authorities have requested our help, so that's where we're going next.
Well, this is not the roadway map I was
We're
hoping
still picking up
for.
transmissions indicating alien movement in one of their major city centers. We should get down there and secure the area ASAP.
Either way, we can make this work. It's an easy abduction mission. I'm expecting around 6 enemies.
This is Big Sky. Strike team has reached the AO.
This is new. I've never had this as a starting point.
Solid copy, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage.
So let's go ahead and get our scout out there. Well, nothing yet. As much as I would appreciate a game of hide-and-go-seek out in the woods, I really hope I don't have to spend too much time hunting for the enemies at this point. We're going to go ahead and send our assault in the opposite direction.
Moving. Alien object in sight.
And then we'll hopefully get our sniper in a position where they were not getting blocked by goofy line of sight. And this spot's got a reasonable field of view for the most of the map, but not a comprehensive one. So hopefully the aliens will cooperate and keep themselves in view. So what I'm going to be doing, and what I'm doing now, is I'm moving some of my forces around this way so that we can sweep down the center. I'll have a couple of people lurk in this heavy cover to flank if necessary.
Double time it.
Let's do this.
On my way.
I hear floaters.
I'm on the move.
Oh, but where are they?
Solid copy.
There they are. I spy. Looks like 3 contacts behind this truck and near this tree. Oh, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's go ahead and get this meld.
Enemies rolling up.
There we go. Oh boy, I think it's time for a sniper to go to work. Oh boy. Bye-bye. Well, I think it's time for everyone to go to work, I guess.
Okay. Location confirmed.
Closing on target.
Yes, Commander.
At this point, I don't want to accidentally activate the other alien that's lurking over there. So we're taking things nice and slow.
That's affirmative.
Oh, there's more than one enemy over here. There's 2.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and have him hop up into heavy cover
Look
here.
sharp. Enemies rolling up.
Oh, it's drones. Okay, so there's some floaters somewhere else. Oh, but those drones, those silly drones, they're hiding.
Moving to position.
Oh, I spy.
Approaching target now.
Hopefully Van Doorn and our scout will keep this area locked down while we deal with the drones.
Solid copy.
As much as I'd like to get a little bit of height bonus, I just know this tree here is going to screw with line of sight.
I'm rolling.
There we are. Speaking of line of sight.
Damn it. Enemy is still alive.
Why can you not see these things? Ah.
Position confirmed.
Okay, boss.
Roger that.
I'm hoping at least one of these drones will get eaten by the Overwatch trap. Or not.
That's not good.
Shut the light.
Come on, Shabandi. Yeah! Rookie just earned his stripes. Now he's going to take the opportunity to spit in someone's face.
Help! Someone! Help!
For the love of God, get me out of here.
Oh boy. Okay, that could have been a lot worse than it ended up being. Let's go ahead and have you move someplace safe in the event that you miss. All right. Now, at this point, all that's left are at least 2 to 3 aliens over in this area, so we will let these two recover from their panic attack, and then we will move forward. And damn it, I did not want you to go there. I wanted you to go 1 square further.
Heading there now.
You know, we've got this nifty battle scanner. Why not use it?
Eyes open.
2 floaters. That's our sniper. Our sniper has angle. Excellent. Well, we will go ahead and steady aim and see about getting people a little bit more into position. Oh, well, that was a fast turn. Oh, well, that makes this next choice rather simple.
On the move. Whoa! Alien object in sight.
Do I have anyone that can make that shot? Is Van Doorn going to have to step up?
Affirmative.
Oh, but I do not want to take that shot out of cover.
Solid copy.
Come to think of it, can my scout just pistol him to death? Oh, and it counts, because he's floating, it counts as being in cover, which means no crit bonus for me.
Locked and loaded.
Well, let's give him some other things to think about. Now, I just realized there is a very real chance he's going to try to flank around the side of my scout, so I really need to get her into a better position.
Moving. Heading for that location.
Sir.
Like I said, I don't want to tempt fate any more than I already have, so... Ah! 34% shot from a distance. Well, let's let Mr. Van Doorn clean this guy up.
In motion.
Or try to clean this guy up.
We nailed it, Commander.
Alright. Got some wounded, but thankfully no casualties, which could have turned out significantly worse, but I will count my blessings. Alright, so let's go ahead and see which perks we're going to have available. As much as I like having low profile on snipers, it's not something I find terribly useful since they're usually like 5 miles back and the aliens never actually shoot at them. Lone Wolf is also sometimes useful, but not always, just because, you know, 10% aim and critical chance is great, but usually what I have them shooting at are things that are out of cover, which means 100% chance to crit. And they also usually have like aim that's through the roof, which means they don't technically need that aim bonus either. However, the aim bonus against flying enemies for me is a lifesaver, just because floaters going to float, and drones like to hover to get that extra defense bonus. Plus, flying enemies are usually the start of a what's it called, in the zone chain, so I can use that to connect shots through drones and floaters and other things that fly. And again, I'm going to cede to the hierarchy of close combat specialist for this person, see how well that works out for them. I also chose holo-targeting for my scouts just because I like to have them available in addition to gunners to be able to shoot at targets that... oh, come on. Shut up. Shoot at targets and give other people a better chance at connecting shots. If they are out on their own, it's usually to try to make a flanking in the zone connection, and at that point they don't need crit or aim, just like the snipers. Well, that is going to be it for this mission. Actually, I just realized we need to actually run the base phase, so we will go ahead and get as much done as we can.
Flesh and metal troubles me. What do we risk with our own investigations into the melding of human and machine? Will we see a line in the sand and refuse to cross it? Or will we move forward, willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of total victory? I have to believe that is not our future, provided, of course, that the aliens' technology remains in the right hands.
Now, I agree with Dr. Shen on this, and that's actually one of the main... one of the reasons why in Mente Materia I took the direction for mechs in a slightly different direction from soldiers volunteering to have their legs and arms chopped off so that they can be stuck in a giant robot. On the one hand, that is pretty freaking metal, but on the other hand, I don't know if I'd be willing to do that unless I suffered some sort of egregious injury that prevented me from living a normal life. Living a normal life.
We've got a large contact, and it's coming
Oh
in fast.
dear.
We're going to have a difficult time keeping up with this one.
Oh dear. This is I believe is going to be our first terror mission, but we will send our interceptors off to annoy this thing before it reaches its landing zone.
Bangs out.
Come on, connect. Okay, we can leave with our pride. Well, this guy deserves a freaking medal. He did precisely nothing to that UFO, but he did avoid how many shots in a row?
Contact detected.
Oh boy, it's a landed large. Now this is going to be a very interesting thing to tackle for the next episode. It's going to have, I believe, around 15 to 20 aliens in it, including an outsider pack, which is around 4 or 5 aliens in and of itself. So this is going to be shotgun time. Not just for assaults and scouts, but you probably my engineer or possibly even one of my infantry are going to roll with shotguns, just because the only way to deal with that many outsiders is going to be flanking and hitting them with the boomstick. But that is going to be something we will do for next episode. Until then, I hope everyone has a good night.